Buenos dias! Welcome to the second episode of the Northern Portugal and Galicia series. Today, we will see the raison d'etre of coming to Santiago de Compostela, the world-famous cathedral. The impressive cathedral with its glorious towers can be seen all over the city, and at 76 meters, it was Europe's tallest building at the time. So it's 2022 when we visited the cathedral, and this year is Jacobeo, also known as Holy Year. So a Holy Year is when 25th of July, the day of St. James, or in Spanish Santiago, falls on a Sunday. Because of leap years, this happens once every 5, 6 or 11 years. Before 2021, the previous Jacobeo year was actually 2010. You may notice 25th of July 2022 is actually a Monday, so why is it a Jacobeo year this year? Well, because of the COVID pandemic, the Pope has decided that the Holy Year 2021 will be extended by a year, so 2022 is also a Jacobeo year. Jacobeo was established by Pope Calixtus in 1126, who declared that those who make the pilgrimage to the cathedral anytime during a Jacobeo year will be relieved of all the sins. There, all my sins are now absolved. The crypt below the main altar is the final destination of pilgrims. The crypt houses the relics of St. James and two of his disciples, St. Theodorus and St. Athanasius. This is the back of the church with the bell tower, and this is the holy door. The holy door of the cathedral is only open during a Jacobeo year. When the Holy Year ends, the door will be closed again until the next time. The Portico da Gloria was built by Maestro Matteo. It's a masterpiece of Romanesque sculpture featuring 200 figures from the Bible. You have to buy a special ticket around 10 euros to see this. The normal entrance to the cathedral bypassed this portico. I only realized after the trip that the Portico da Gloria has been closed to visitors for restoration for 10 years. The restoration was only completed July last year for the Jacobeo 2021, so I do feel quite lucky to be able to see this marvelous piece of Romanesque art when we came to Santiago. Here in the library, we spotted the Botafumeiro, censer in Galicia. It's one of the most famous and popular symbols of Santiago Cathedral. It weighs 53 kilograms and takes 8 persons to move it. The cathedral's museum has lots of beautiful tapestry, including some by Goya. Right, that's probably enough tapestry now. Let's do something more interesting. We paid extra money to do the rooftop tour of the cathedral, and it was very exciting. This is not just your normal climb up to the top of bell tower type of tour. You actually get the chance to walk along the rooftop of the Santiago Cathedral. You could see inside the cathedral and spot the altar, and of course you get good views of the basilicas, the cloister, the bell tower and the plaza around. The rooftop tour ends with a visit to the Wretched Tower, where you can see the original medieval structure. The thing I like about Santiago de Compostela is that there is a really positive energy to the town. The locals are friendly, and there's so many groups and pilgrims around. They all celebrate completing their Camino de Santiago in front of the cathedral with a big smile, taking a group photo, etc. So we're finished with the visit to Santiago Cathedral, and it was time to leave Santiago de Compostela. It's a 240 kilometers drive back to Porto. At Porto, we'll stay at Hilton Porto Gaia for the last night of the trip. So just checked into the Hilton Porto Gaia hotel and has been told that got upgraded with executive club lounge access. Let's have a look around. They got water and wine, soft drink and coffee. There's some snacks, but the best thing is about it. Wait for it. It's a reel of River Douro. After a few drinks in the executive lounge, it's time to head out for dinner. Tonight's dinner will be in a fado restaurant. Fado is a form of Portuguese music characterized by mournful tunes and lyrics. The next morning, all the clouds clear, and after breakfast, it's time to have a little walk around the hotel area before checking out. The hotel is on the Villanova de Gaia side of River Douro. Walking along the river, the view is dominated by the Ponte Luís I Cathedral and the towers on the opposite Porto side. Let's walk across the bridge to the Porto side. Because of renovation and roadworks, the walk across the bridge is not actually a very pleasant experience. There's a Sunday market on the Porto side, and after getting some souvenirs, it's time to cross the river to go back to the hotel to check out. This time, we'll cross the river with the river taxi. The experience of crossing the river on a boat is really awesome. I definitely recommend doing it once. After the morning walk was better than getting some pastéis de nata for the 11th. Porto is not the end of this trip though. After checking out of the hotel, we have one last destination to go to, Aveiro. Aveiro is known as the Venice of Portugal, and it's easy to see why. It has a beautiful canal system, and the best way to experience it is to join a canal cruise on one of these traditional boats called Molicero boats. The normal price for these cruises in 2022 is €13, but competition is fierce, and as soon as we approach one of the boat companies offered to take us for just €10 if we go right now with them. They all follow basically the same route though. To first go through the narrow inner city canal, passing through major attractions like the Art Nouveau Museum and the Aveiro City Museum. The boat is now passing through the Lovers Bridge, Ponte Laços de Amizade.
On the right side, there's the garden on the top of the tree, 30 feet accessing the stairs. It's called Porto.
The name of these boats, Molicero boats, is derived from the fact that these boats were originally used to harvest molisso, a type of algae used as agricultural fertilizer. The boat has now reached the end of this canal, so we are turning around at this place which is called the Antiga Fabrica Geronimo Pereira Campos. So it's an old factory, and the high chimney and the facade of red bricks has made this a beautiful icon of Aveiro. After turning around, we cruise past the same places as earlier. Here's the Lovers Bridge again.
acá que le llamamos tripas de Aveiro, pero no son tripas.
So the boat cruised past the original starting point and entered a second canal, the Canal de São Roque. Here you can see the circular bridge Ponte dos Botiros and finally Ponte de Cacavelos before it turns around again and go back to the starting point. On a sunny day like this is a fantastic way to experience the canal and the city. After the cruise, we visited the two city museums which were not that interesting. It's time to try some local delicacies.
Hola, un tripa con ovomoles, por favor.
Ovomoles are made of egg yolks and sugar. There's no egg white, and it originates from Aveiro. The ovomoles is served inside a tripa, which means tripe, and it's a bit like a crepe or waffle. After the tripa, we walk around the city, seeing the canals from a different perspective. We check out the circular bridge. It's certainly very funky design. Finally, it's time to finish our visit to Aveiro and drive back to Porto Airport for the flight home. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.